Hi guys, welcome to About Ukraine. It's already well into 2 weeks into this conflict, and there's this war, this invasion. Russia invades Ukraine, and it seems like there's no end in sight. We already had like third round of talks between the foreign minister of like Ukraine and foreign minister of Russia, and there's absolutely no progress whatsoever. So it looks like we have to live with this war for quite some time here in Ukraine. In this video, I want to talk about a subject that has been, an important subject here from the foreigner's point of view. I have a lot of comments on my channel about people asking me why do I not fight? Why are people like myself trying to escape? To fight or not to fight? I would say that is the question. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about this paradigm that we find ourselves in, and why fighting could actually compromise the army, compromise yourself, and there's many other ways you can help this army and the war effort in general. And I'm going to break this into 8 points that I want to address, and let's start with the first point. The first point is that there's no point to volunteering just for the sake of volunteering. You should use your time wisely. I mean, this is war. It's all about conserving time. It's about optimizing and efficient use of your time, of your resources. And that can also mean that you should just buckle down, continue your work if you can, if you're working somewhere, keep paying taxes and keep money flowing through the economy. And of course, nobody's saying not to donate to the army. Donating to the army is a great idea. You should donate to the army. Give any extra money that you have because the army does need it. And it's a great way to help the army. It's a great way to use your resources that you have to help the army. Not necessarily mean that you have to go with a gun in your hand and try to fight the war. Actually take part in combat. The second one is encourage, respect, donate to businesses. These businesses are the backbone of the economy. They're working during this difficult time. They're trying to stay afloat. It's very difficult for them to stay afloat. Many businesses are quitting their essential line of business. They're quitting it completely. They're cutting it out. They get like drivers, truck drivers. They used to drive for like a grocery store. Now they have to drive for the army. They have to drive convoys, humanitarian convoys to places that need it a lot. Like I said, businesses are the foundation of the economy. They are really the backbone of the economy. They're holding everything together. If the business falls, it stops paying taxes. Like I said, no money goes to the economy. The whole economy crashes. I mean, we don't want that. Number 3, stop guilt tripping people into taking up arms and running into combat head first. I mean, this guilt tripping, like I said, I see it a lot in the comments. People are saying, why don't you go and fight? Why don't you go and fight? I mean, I assure you, many men just cannot fight, not even after training. They just cannot, they never shot a gun in their life. They're not comfortable with it. Maybe they're morally against it. I mean, that's also an issue. Really, I assure you, if we have like 15 million men, I mean, those are the men that are between the ages of 18 and 60 that can be mobilized. I mean, that is according to the law in Ukraine, they can be mobilized. That is like 15 or maybe 20 million men, maybe not 20, but 15 at least million men. And simply, we do not have enough resources to house them, to feed them. I mean, they're gonna die of hunger well before you're gonna take a gun and shoot somebody. And it just brings home the point that everyone has a place in this war, and it does not necessarily have to be on the front. I mean, you can be inside or outside of the country, and you can still help the war. Which brings me to point number 4: continue spending money. I mean, pay your bills, order food from your Ukrainian restaurant, go to a Ukrainian barbershop, donate to the army, go to your gym or whatever. So keep positive, keep exercising, eat healthy, keep occupied, continue on with your hobbies. I mean, that is also a big contribution to the war effort. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're keeping up with doing your part to keep the economy up and running, then that is your contribution. It's a very noble one. Number 5, if you're a business owner, keep your business up and running. It's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult to do this. but keep your business up and running, at least a part of it, especially if you're in an area that is not affected by the conflicts. Like if you're not in the south or eastern part of Ukraine, you can probably keep your business running until the end, until like as much as possible. Keep building contacts, keep asking for help, keep hiring people if you need people, and you know, there's many programs I'm sure available for in the government right now that can support these businesses as well. Number 6, those that left Ukraine. Again, people who leave Ukraine are not cowards. They left Ukraine. They're out of harm's way because they cannot help Ukraine in Ukraine, but they can help Ukraine outside of Ukraine. They can continue to the economy in the country that they're in. You can make money. They can make money. They can send money to the army. They can keep busy. They can, like I said, they can grow themselves. They can grow their own human capital, and that is a great idea as well. Number 7, many sectors in Ukraine are in the tech industry. There are lots of IT companies. Like I said before in one of my videos, the IT sector is so huge in Ukraine. It's just as big as the agricultural sector in general. And for IT employees, they can work in Ukraine still. They can work in Ukraine, or they can leave Ukraine and work outside of Ukraine. But these professionals, they have a lot of disposable income, and they can also do a huge part in helping Ukraine. Like I said, these people are not like just working and putting money in their pocket. They're paying taxes on their salaries. I mean, it's impossible for an IT company to exist in Ukraine without it paying taxes. The employees, they pay taxes on their work all the time. I've been working in Ukraine for like 9 years. I pay taxes for those 9 years. That is my contribution. So if anybody says that I'm not contributing to the army, I contributed for 9 years. What have you done? Like, you know, what have you contributed? If you like Ukraine as well, if you're on my channel, if you are a fan of Ukraine, you know, you should ask yourself the same question as well. And like I don't know, last thing is for all those naysayers that say, you know, how can you go out and to the restaurants and continue buying stuff while people are hiding in basements? They're getting shelled, they're getting leveled. There's children in buildings. There's you know, hospitals that are being shelled. People are just being trapped in these cities. They're encircled. They're being shot at in their cars. These civilians, you know, they just ended up in the wrong place in the wrong time. They're just in their homes. They cannot get out. They cannot do anything. And I'm saying, you know what? We all are doing what we can. We all are doing our part. In the end, we all have to realize that we're sacrificing already 2 weeks. Maybe we're going to sacrifice a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 5 months. We're going to sacrifice a huge part of our lives to this conflict, to this war, to this invasion. People are losing everything. They're losing their lives. And nobody knows how long this will drag on, and that is extremely painful. It's extremely hard to swallow for people on the ground. In the end, life must go on. People are not meant to sit in limbo. Getting Ukraine to a good position again will take time, and we will never know what Ukraine will look like when all of this is done and what form it will take. So the people that say that they're asking people in Ukraine to do all they can and are judging them for it, I must ask, you know, if you're an Afghan, Libyan, Syrian, if you're, you know, participated or you've experienced a conflict, like for example in Gaza, if you're a person that escaped that place, what have you done to your country? Have you sent money back to the army? Have you done anything? And I think the answer will surprise you. I don't think many people are doing that. They're just caring about their immediate environment, immediate circle, immediate families in a new place where they've escaped to, whether it's US, Canada, UK, Australia, or the Western world like Germany. And that's what I want to leave with. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this little update. A little longer than before, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I have my PayPal link in my description, and if you feel compelled to help me out, that'll be great. And anyway, until next time, guys.